What up, Wichita? Welcome to the Wichita Dinner Table, sponsored by Landmark Commercial Real Estate. Landmark is one of the largest commercial real estate companies in Kansas. They do leasing, sales, development, investment, and property management. Check them out at landmarkrealestate.net. So tonight is Wednesday, May 7th. We have four of us here tonight. We got DJ Carbon.
What is good, ICT?
We got Troy Truss with Live Local.
What's up, Wichita?
We got the Kansas Gastronomist.
Well, that was weak.
And we have myself, Eddie. Annette may be running late to the dinner table tonight. We shall see. She did not want to be an early birder. So if she hops on, she hops on. All right. To this week's weekly swag, it's the Pump House, located at 825 East 2nd Street. All day. They're open, from 11 to 2 a.m. most days. They got pretty good pizza. I stopped by, TKG, and I stopped by this past Saturday. I got a slice. It was a much-needed slice. I had quite a few drinks the afternoon. They got quite the night scene, too.
Pump House is always a good time. I didn't get any food when I was there, but had a drink or two and met up with some cool people. So it was packed.
It's always they have a really busy nighttime crowd. Carbon, I mean, you know the night scene.
Yeah, I mean, they are the busiest, most consistent. And the other thing I love about them is how much they've invested in their property over the years. I mean, dude, that back night space with the stage, the screen, all the LED lighting around the balcony. I mean, they've created an amazing environment. And then up front, they've got all the fire pits. I mean, it's a vibe in there. Like, you've got the party with the nightclub vibe, but then also the upfront hangouts. It's an amazing spot. 100%.
It's unlike any other Wichita bar, I would say. Yeah. Hands down.
And I feel like Pump House and Mort's are like the two bars that everybody outside of Wichita knows about.
For sure.
How's it going, Annette?
Good. I enjoy some Pump House and Mort's. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Wonderful.
Thanks for welcoming me in. I'm
Of course,
late.
It'll be fashionably late.
Busy week.
Yeah.
Busy week. Oh gosh.
So
Yeah.
what kept you busy this past week?
This past week was so much fun. Oh my gosh. We took our kids out we did some charity bowling with Big Brothers, Big Sisters, a celebration of raising loads of cash. Some people just it was fun. We got to see Jack Stack, so that was fun to see him. I've never seen him in person, so I'm like, oh, you foodies, you're all just celebrities in my book. Like, I feel like this table here, what an honor to sit alongside you guys. So it was good. But yeah, we had so many things. Like, every day it was just, we met up with some friends. At K-State, I was a leader with the Vietnamese Student Association. And so a bunch of my Vietnamese friends, some of them living here in the city, we met up and we had like a barbecue, and oh, it's so good. The food is so good. The company is even better. And it was great to reminisce. So my heart is full. And this last week, oh gosh, I got to meet Lynette Woodard. Oh my gosh, with Girl Scouts.
All the celebrities.
Like, it was so awesome. So I got to MC this thing with Girl Scouts this past week too. And Lynette is just an amazing, like, she is such a light. Have any of you guys met her before?
Yes.
Like, just phenomenal. Like, so
she's
good.
A legend.
And she's like, oh my gosh, like, you just look up to her, but then she's kind of, I mean, you just feel like, I feel infinitely better. Like, I'm like, I can tackle the world now that I've talked to her. I feel so good. So I'm tackling, guys. You guys are tackling too. So that's my life right now.
She's become quite the champion for Wichita.
Getting
more involved and doing big things.
They bring her back for a good reason, because she really does lift you up, and that's a perfect person to have around you. So
I finally made it out to the farmers market. It was a weekend that we did not have any rain, no wind, no snow. And both farmers markets were packed. I drove by the Kansas growing one at 21st and Ridge. There's lines out from 21st Street. There's a line out off of Ridge Road. Then I went down to the Old Town Farmer Market. Finally got my hands on criminal rolls.
Yeah,
they had yes. We gotta keep the cinnamon roll streak going. So I had the Dubai chocolate one. It was delicious. It was so rich. I could only eat
Dubai chocolate?
what's that?
No
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dubai chocolate?
hmm I only ate half
Nice.
of it because it was just too rich for my blood. And Fert the foodie was with me, so I gave him the other half, and he had no problems finishing it. But
Of
He
course.
was happy to finish. He probably had a dozen.
Do you think I wonder what his eating habits were as a child? Like did he eat his family at a house and home?
I'm
Like
trying
come
to get
on.
him on. He works, during the dinner table recording,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
take an hour off work, even 30 minutes off work. Let's get you on.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah,
I love it.
that'd be fun.
He's told me stories about how growing up he would go to buffets all the time because it would be
Yeah.
cheaper for his parents to feed him.
Yeah. I
So
believe it. I don't know if that's true, but I believe it.
speaking of Furt, I met up with Furt on Saturday at the Mediterranean Festival at
Ooh.
the St. Mary Christian Orthodox Church.
Yeah,
And it's been going on for 93 years. I saw Troy that you have been to.
yeah. I went. Took one of my boys with me. It was good.
It's awesome. I ran into this gal named Grace that was there, that was a member of the church. And she told me that her mom and grandma were there helping, and that the salad, the Greek salad that comes with the meal, that the dressing was her grandma's recipe. And then she pointed
Mm.
to the wall in the kind of the cafeteria area where we're eating and said that that was a photo or a portrait of her great grandma. So
Oh,
4 generations. And then I think, but I'm not sure, but it seemed to me like it was her son that was with her. So that'd be 5 generations. Isn't that
Amazing.
crazy?
That's
That's
awesome.
amazing.
Wow.
TKG. So like how this? You said this is like year 93 or something like that.
Yeah.
How did year 93 compare to year one?
Well, it's a little bit older than me, so I can't speak to that, but
Oh,
just
okay.
by a little bit.
Now, all the recipes though that they make at this thing are recipes from the original founders of the church.
Wow.
So pretty cool to be eating stuff that they fixed up with their families, 93 years ago. It's pretty neat.
I asked what the difference was in the food between this church's Mediterranean meal and St. George's. That's also really popular in town.
hmm
And she said one of the differences was how I think she said it was the grape leaves, how they're cooked. And the grape leaves at St. Mary's is cooked in some sort of red sauce versus the grape leaves at St. George's is cooked in some sort of lemon sauce.
Oh.
So
Do you also have lady burritos? I saw you made a post about them.
I finally got there. I saw that you went there a few days ago, maybe,
I
or
did
last
not
week.
go there. So the guys I work out with, like we meet every Friday morning, like at 6
Uh-huh.
a.m. And I was like, I'm gonna surprise them with breakfast. So I had Lady Burritos. She delivered 24 breakfast burritos Friday morning after we got done working out. Everybody's like dead to the world, but those burritos lifted everyone's spirits up, and
Yeah.
it was great. She does great work. She's been hustling for what 2 years or so, just making
Yep.
Mhm.
burritos, selling them on in front of like different stores. I think like Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that. Now she's over in Cleveland Street. TKG, is that right? TKG.
I mean, she's doing all of her pop-ups everywhere. Are you asking where her kitchen is?
Oh no, I was like,
'Cause
I know she posts up somewhere.
okay,
In the
well,
mornings.
it's probably by Pinole Blues, so on
Okay, yeah.
Cleveland, because she told me that she uses that kitchen in the back.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So,
I love that.
yeah, but it
Carbon.
was good.
Man, it was a week. This is why I'm turned down. I'm still recovering
gosh.
from the craziness, and I actually, while getting ready for the dinner table, we lost power because we still have stuff going on outside, and there were saws going. So yeah, it's been a crazy week. But what did we have? So I don't know if we've even talked about this, but in addition to DJing myself, I am also starting a new company of Wichita Event Company. So I've got other DJs. So this weekend we had like 9 events. So it
Wow.
was nuts. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Could not have asked for a better week. Got to be a part of the Great Strides, which is a walk for cystic fibrosis. That was on Saturday. That was an amazing. So it was my first time being at the amphitheater over there at Exploration Place. And that setup is just really great for a group gathering of people. It was my first time actually being a part of something that was going on there. It was really, really cool. That night I got to be a part of the Derby prom, and then May the 4th, man, everyone wanted to get married on May the 4th, which I am not mad at. I had an amazing wedding. You got to put a picture up here. The coolest groom's cake. It was the Millennium Falcon. It had the silhouette of Han and Leia on it. I was just like, we had the lightsaber send off. I mean, it was spectacular. And then Monday shot up to Kansas City for Cinco de Mayo, Funk on the Rooftop, a great party. One of my favorite DJs, DJ Craze, and yeah, man, so much. It was just an amazing weekend. I'm exhausted.
I'm hungover listening to you talk right now.
It
sound like so much going on.
It's can't stop, won't stop. This month is just more of this. Also, I got some things in the work. I am going to be joining some Riverfest lineups, and that hadn't been announced, so that's going to be more to coming. And I'm also going to be doing a whole lot with Somewhere Fest. I don't want to announce anything because there's some contracts being, but I'm really, really excited. So there's like, I hate the big things coming without the tease, but man, it's there's so many big things happening. Like younger me is pinching me, going like, dude, you're doing this stuff, and I can't believe it. Like it's so many cool things coming to Wichita, and I get to be a part of them, and it's phenomenal.
Well,
pre-announcements.
If the
is that
viewers want to stay
pre-announcements?
tuned, we will be doing an on-site for Riverfest, and later in June we'll have people from Somewhere Fest on the show to discuss what possibly is like the biggest music festival in Kansas.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of upcoming events, this weekend, Friday, May 9th, Riverflix still goes on over at Wichita Foundation Amphitheater outside of Exploration Place. They'll be airing Lilo and Stitch. Is it Lilo or Lilo? It's Lilo, right?
Lilo.
Yeah.
I thought it was Lilo.
Of course, CKG.
You would.
Also Friday, We Ride is celebrating their 1-year anniversary. If you've never been, it's a cycling place over at 2300 North Greenwich Road. There's a cookout, yard games, music, drinks, raffles, all to celebrate their big 1-year anniversary. Then on to Saturday, May 10th, is the second Saturday sidewalk sale at Generations Antiques at 604 South Tyler Road from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then also May 10th, it's the Ball Crawl. This pub crawl supports Beauties and Beasts. There's raffles, day drinking, music, good times, all for the animals. All right. Things in the community. Kind of start things off. So Fred Winters. Many people may know him as a chef over at Kobe Japanese Steakhouse. Him and his partner, Nina, also has a little pop-up called Moko Cuisine. Super nice couple. Just very down-to-earth people. Well, Fred had some aches last week, or I guess 2 weeks ago, and he went to go see the doctor, and he was diagnosed with late-stage liver cancer that spread to his liver and bones. I'll be sharing a GoFundMe link in the comments. In the meantime, please keep him and his partner Nina in your thoughts and prayers, hoping for the best, and send your well wishes to you, Fred. All right. Next up, the James and Rye, a new cocktail bar just opened at 917 East Douglas. I stopped by actually Saturday. TKG was there with a friend. Really cool space. It's in the former District Taqueria / Forge building off of Douglas. I know Carbon, you'll be playing there here in a couple weeks.
I'll be playing there a couple weeks on a Thursday. Yep, I'm super stoked to. I didn't make it out to check it out yet, but I'm like, I get to do a little low key vibes. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited for the place. I think it's a different vibe and ambiance from your typical nightclub scene in downtown Wichita. This is more just chill, relax, a little rustic, little space, have some cocktails, and just enjoy the night.
For sure.
Two comments real quick on that. One is I saw that they're going to have food trucks. They've already got a schedule for them.
Yep.
And then the second thing is I tried their old fashioned and it was pretty good. I'm still processing, is it the best? I'm not sure, but it was really good.
All
right. And then up next, the Orpheum Theater is closing down at the end of May for a year-long renovation. Until then, you have 4 shows to catch that are going on. I think May 7th is the next one tonight, and then all the way to the end of the month. And then once the renovation is complete, a year later, you'll have new seats, new flooring, new paint, improved sound and lighting, a new mechanical rigging system, HVAC for the balcony and stage, and remodeled concessions, bar areas, and dressing rooms. I think it'll be pretty cool because this place is 100 and something years old, 102,
Yes.
103. It's
Yes.
been there for a minute. Also, if you love theater and you love performing arts, I recently put out a new calendar that covers all the shows taking place in Wichita. You can check that out at wichitabyeb.com/arts. You'll find listings for all the shows: Broadway in Wichita, Century 2, Roxy's Downtown, Music Theater. Oh, I think we got a guest. All right, our next guest on the dinner table tonight is Brian and Angela with Music Theater Wichita. What's going on, you guys?
Hi there, how are you? Thanks for having us.
So it sounds like next month is the 2025 kickoff for the new season.
Yeah, that's right. We open our first show June 18th with Waitress.
So for those that are unfamiliar with Music Theater Wichita, do you want to kind of give like a brief synopsis of what you guys do?
Yeah, we produce 5 Broadway scale shows each summer. You can find us at Century 2. As Brian mentioned, we're starting on June 18th, and we do big, glorious musicals. And we bring in a lot of folks from Broadway, from around the country, from a number of schools, and we build a lot of sets and costumes right in Wichita, and then deliver them up to the Century 2 stage. And it's a pretty large scale, epic undertaking every summer.
Yeah.
Angela or Brian, how long has Music Theater Wichita been in Wichita? When did it start?
So we've been in Wichita for over 50 years. I think this might be our 53rd season. I think so.
54, yeah.
54th season. And this is it. And Angela and I have been running this show for the past 5 years, and we're so excited to bring this season to Wichita with Waitress, Crazy for You, Newsies, Something Rotten, and then a Grand Night for Singing. The 5 big shows that we'll be doing at Century 2.
That's cool.
Very
So what are your, both of you, Brian and Angela, what are your personal roles with music theater? I know y'all do a bunch of things, but can you go into a little bit about that?
Yeah, do you make it first? I will. I'm the artistic director, so I'm in charge of casting, picking the shows, picking the creative teams, casting the shows, finding the right people to make the sets and the costumes, and then I also am directing and choreographing 2 of the shows this year. This year I'll be doing Waitress and Grand Night for Singing at the end, and the other 3 shows will be directed by other people from around the country who have connections to us.
Cool. Angela?
And then my role is really like sort of the back of house stuff. So we have a team of folks who work on finance, marketing, fundraising, patron services, that kind of thing. Sometimes I say that I do the boring things and Brian does the fun things, but actually those spreadsheets are really, really fun. And it's amazing. Like I'm not somebody who sings, dances, or acts. So to be able to watch the final product on stage and to know that you helped make it happen when you don't actually have any of those abilities to do the thing that's on stage is pretty rewarding.
I have a question. So how do you guys go out picking your shows? Like what goes into, hey, we're going to put this on the 2025 season?
Yeah, we have a lot of factors that go into that. Sometimes there are new shows that the licensing houses reach out and say, "Hey, we have this show. Would you be interested?" And that's what happened with Waitress. It was offered to us. It was on Broadway a few years ago, and so that was one. Sometimes we also have to look and see like what shows do we already have that we have a set and costumes for. How many shows are we going to build this year? And this year we're building a new set for Waitress and Something Rotten and Grand Night for Singing. And then the other two we have a set for Newsies that we've had before, and then we're renting another set for Crazy View. So that goes into it. And then you also have to think like, how can you get the resident ensemble? What are the 5 shows that these kids that we bring in from all over the country, from their musical theater programs around the country, how do we get them? How can we weave them through all 5 shows? So it has to be a pretty big, all 5 of them have to be pretty big in scale because we bring in about 22 there are 22 usually around 22 ensemble tracks, which this year is culminating in like 27 ensemble people coming in for various shows. So and then we also think like what's contemporary, what's a classic show, what's a lot of dancing, what is more poignant. We try to get something for everyone in the season.
And
There's a lot of factors.
You're not kidding about everyone, because last year I got my little 5-year-old niece to come, or my 5-year-old daughter and her cousin, my niece, to go. So we caught Frozen,
Yeah.
and you guys did a fantastic job there.
Thank you. Appreciate it. That was another one where our relationship with the Disney Corporation really helps because they reached out and said, "We're going to license this show, and you guys will be the first indoor full scale production licensed after the tour closed and after Broadway closed."
That's
Okay, so
spectacular.
this
Yeah.
show airs on Wednesdays. So everybody watching is going to have missed the first one. But something is this new you're doing over at Walker's Jazz Lounge. You're doing a musical Mondays in May, every Monday at Walker's Jazz Lounge at 7 p.m.
Yeah, that's right. So so the first one will have passed. We're doing Waitress tonight, and then it's an open mic night that we want to celebrate the shows of the season, 4 of the shows of the season, and so the second Monday of May, which is the 12th, is centered around Crazy for You and the music of the Gershwins. But it can be if someone can come and sing anything from the American Songbook. And then the third one will be a Disney night because we're celebrating Newsies, which is our third show. And then the fourth one will be Rodgers and Hammerstein night, or again, Irving Berlin, or We're Not Choosy. Just come and sing and have a great time. It's at Walker's Jazz Lounge.
You
At
can
7
also
o'clock.
come and just listen. If you're not a singer, you can come and drink and listen.
So
Yeah,
when you
that's
say
cool.
open mic night, do you mean like they're coming and singing the songs from the shows, like karaoke?
Well, they
What?
can sing any song that's in the vein of but they have to bring their sheet music. We have Garrett Welch there that'll be there to play the piano. So it's they'll just come in and sing whatever they want. Really, they can
That
be
is
from the show, or
spectacular.
it can be like tonight. We hope that people sing some Sarah Bareilles stuff, Joni Mitchell stuff. Anything that's contemporary musical theater is also up for grabs. So really, whatever people want to bring the music for and sing in front of people.
Carbon, got a question for you. Since you're a DJ,
Oh, I'm
if
already
you
putting it in my calendar. Hold on,
if
because I know my wife's coming to Newsies night, Disney night. Yeah, we're in. Okay,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
yes.
if you were to go to this musical Mondays on May 19th for Disney night,
You
what
mean when you
Disney
go?
song would you sing?
Wow. So like for me, I got to think of who sings jokingly because I am completely tone deaf. So it's got to be. I got to play up the humor. I'm going like Hakuna Matata. You know what I mean? People sing it brilliantly, but you could still sing it way bad and still sell it. So I got to go for that. That's definitely
Yes.
I thought you were
yeah.
gonna say something like Gaston or something like that.
Oh sure.
I can pull off. I'm turned down today, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean I'm still recovering. But yes,
Turned down
I
for
think
what?
Gaston would work.
I
Turn down
can't
for
wait
Disney
until
singing.
May 19th. That's going to be so fun.
My daughter's going to be so jealous. Music Theater Wichita, I love you guys. My daughter's been a part of Rising Stars for the past several years now. So if you do, for those listening, if you go to the show, to open up all of the shows, the Rising Stars, a bunch of amazing young artists from Wichita, open up all of the shows with a variety of numbers. So there's always entertainment before the show as well. So I always love to get to see her do that. And it's such a great outlet for so many of these kids that are so talented. And I know she looks forward to it every year.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is cool. It is cool. You know, we just had the Jester Awards this past weekend, and there's the high school awards that we produce, and there were over 49 schools, I think, and there were 1,500 people here yesterday celebrating the high school
Wow.
musicals, and the talent on that stage was unbelievable. And I wept a few times during the thing because they were so overwhelmingly good. And these are all high school kids, and a lot of them are in the Rising Stars and perform before the show, like your daughter. So it is really exciting.
Yep.
Very
It
cool.
makes you feel really good about teenagers to watch all of them just go crazy for each other. And not just the kids from their school, also kids from other schools. And like we had Garden City and Pratt and like Scott City. I mean, some high schools that I'm like, I didn't even know there were high schools there. Like there are so many small Kansas towns where like these kids just figure out how to put on a show, and they get on stage and they sing and dance and act. And it's really amazing to watch them.
Yep.
Hey,
When my
TK
daughter found theater, she found her tribe, and that's exactly it. It's just universal. When I threw the curtain call dance party, which was like a nightclub built around musicals and like a nightlife event, and to see the community around, I mean, no one goes harder, and they're so appreciative to be seen and heard, and just oh gosh, it's a
So
wonderful
true.
community.
Hey, TKG, I have a question for your pet. Is her favorite production Cats?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, Eddie, I've heard that you, similar to Will Ferrell in Step Brothers, have the voice of 1,000 songbirds. Is that true?
1,000 Knives, maybe.
1,000 knives.
Knives in your ears.
Well, we want to hear them on Monday night, no matter what.
It would be pretty fun to go and Eddie and I do Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, come on, do it.
I was thinking like something along the lines like, "Why can't we be friends?"
Why can't we be friends? I like that.
Oh,
Let's
man,
do
that
it.
was on pitch. Let's
Hey,
do it.
look at
That
that.
was good. Booked it. We'll see you there.
Okay, so Brian, Angela, how can people get tickets, know about the shows? Where do they go?
Yeah, they should start their website, which is mtwichita.org. Tickets to all our shows start at just $25. So there's a lot of, we try to keep prices really low. What you see here, you could go to New York and spend $500 on a ticket. And for us, top ticket price is still pretty low. It's also not too late for people to get a season ticket, which is absolutely our best value. Those start at $148, but you get a ticket to all 5 shows. So it's the same as it's basically like getting one of those shows for free. If you were to buy tickets to all 5, it's like you take 20% away, and then math. Not doing great at math today. It's our best value for sure. So we recommend that, because what happens every year is that there's a show where someone comes up to me or Brian in the lobby and they're like, you know what? I didn't think I was going to like this show, and it's my favorite. Like we have to try new things sometimes. And a season ticket is a great way to be able to like try some of the new things that maybe you weren't as sure you were going to like. So that's what we recommend. They can also call our box office at 265-3107, and somebody friendly will get them taken care of.
Awesome. So a quick rundown for the viewers. Waitress, June 18th through the 22nd. Crazy for You, July 9th through the 13th. Disney's Newsies, July 30th through August 3rd. Something Rotten, August 20th through the 24th. And A Grand Night for Singing, September 3rd through the 7th. So be sure to head to mtwichita.org. All right, Brian, Angela, appreciate you joining us at the dinner table tonight. We'll catch you
so
at the Century 2 sometime.
Great. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
And we're back with Trussell Truths, sponsored by Trussell Media.
Riddle me this. We're not a secret, but we serve them all. From crispy bites to egg rolls tall, Main Street's hub for a plate piled high. I'm out of breath.
I don't believe this guy finished top 10 in a race.
Right. All right. Where flavors from Asia and homestyle lie. Name a spot where the options dance, from fried rice dreams to a chicken's chance. It's comfort and variety in your stance. Where are you dining if given the chance? Anyone?
I'm at a complete loss right now.
I don't even know what the hell's going on.
I do not like them, Sam. I am. What are you doing here?
So there's this little Darren and I have been going around to buffets, but there's this little buffet on Main Street in downtown
Okay.
Wichita, which I frequent at least once a month, maybe twice. Can none of y'all guess it?
You talking about the
Sam
place
and
over on
Nancy's?
Seneca by
I'm
Cook
thinking
Chip?
of the name of it. I can't
Tom's
think of
Lotus
the name of
Garden?
it.
No, I think I heard it. TKG, what'd you say?
Sam and Nancy's.
Yes,
There
Sam
we
and
go.
Nancy's. There
I
you
can't
go.
remember the name.
Yeah, it's
I
across the
see your
street
posts.
from Co-Fellow, and it's in the Ameritrust building. But Sam and Nancy's, I just got to rave about them because they had a taco bar. I just happened to go in there on a Tuesday, was wanting my regular coconut shrimp, but lo and behold, there was a taco bar there, an all-you-can-eat buffet taco bar.
All right.
And it was fantastic. So
I've,
if
I've
you
been
did-
to the buffet with you, Troy. There,
Yes,
went
we
one
did
time.
eat there one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to go. I love seeing, like, when you put that up, I'm like, that looks delicious.
Yeah, it's just really good
Yes.
hometown food. Home
Yeah,
cooking,
that's cool.
good stuff. And if you didn't know, they do give you one of these little cards when you go in, and you can get these marked off.
Oh.
So if you go 10 times, get a freebie.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
I just got to
Yeah.
know: did you craft this poem in tribute? Does this posted on the wall there?
Yeah, I was like, what was the background between the riddle? Did you chat GPT it?
I chat GPT that mug. Yeah, I'm not a
How
poet,
creative.
not a writer, but I will write one for you next week.
That is true. True.
Does anybody remember the former Caesar's table?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
I
then,
do.
for those that don't know or remember Caesar's table, that then became Sam and Nancy's,
That's right.
Mhm.
the lineage.
Yeah, I think I just heard a challenge from TKG. He's like, "Oh, hell, original." So I will write my own poem for my own riddle for next week.
So you
Alright.
just see, TKJ, you just
And-
extended this.
Get
Thanks.
ready.
and
You're welcome.
in a challenge and a throwdown, the stick in your craw must also be in pentameter and rhyme. So
I think that's a great idea.
So speaking
Yeah,
of originality, TKG, what's up your crawl right now?
Okay, Eddie. Here's the deal. We see it every single darn day. We open up any and all of the social media platforms. Sometimes it's a cup of boba tea. Other times it's a burger. When getting really fancy, those stupid, gorgeous fingers are grasping a pair of chopsticks that are in turn holding sushi. Heck, I've even seen one of those hand flaunters holding an entire styrofoam container of food. The hand flaunters will highlight whatever item they are wanting to tell you about by using those perfect, sexy hands holding said item up into the glorious sunlight or some kind of other background thingy like the sign of the restaurant or whatever. You all know what I'm talking about. And it is pervasive. It's spread far and wide. It used to just be bloggers, content creators, and influencers. And it is all of them. I kid you not. I have painstakingly kept track of hand flaunting violations for years. Two of the worst offenders are Nina's Munchies on Instagram and Live Local. But the truth is that this virus has spread, and pretty much nowadays, even the normal people are getting into the hand flaunting game. It's disgusting, and it needs to end. I don't like flaunting, and I sure don't like a hand flaunter. Back to you, Eddie.
Flaunting is life.
I don't think I've ever hand flaunted, so I mean,
Is that the second
I
time
don't
I've
know.
you made your crawl?
has there anyone been aware of their hand flauntingness? I don't think so.
think
I don't-
so.
There's so you guys see it all the time.
Well, I
the
mean,
holding up.
I know Troy does because when I went over for the Hot Wings challenge, he actually had his hand in lotion covered oven mitts to protect. He's working on the hand model career. I saw that before
You're my hand twin. Yeah.
You all know what I'm talking about, though.
I'm still at a
Yeah.
loss. I mean, like you're holding something, you take a picture of
How many
Well,
hand?
there's a difference between holding something so that people can see it and holding something like with the background, right? That's the flaunt. That's the flaunt.
That's called
That's a challenge
Oh, okay.
that's
accepted.
called like
So for instance,
being
like
creative. Is
I
what
get a drink from Crispy and Company. I go outside, I hold it up, would take a picture of the beverage with the sign in the background. That's hand flaunting.
that's called being creative, Carbon, not hand flaunting.
Yeah, I think it's not needing to tag places. It's all in one shot. Here's the thing. Here's where. Boom.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, is being creative doing something that everybody else does?
I don't think everybody else does.
What if someone's an actual
Yeah, I
hand
think we
model?
just
Is it
proved
okay
that.
to hand flaunt?
Yes. If you are a paid hand model, you can flaunt all you want.
Trivia
Got
question on that
gorilla
note.
paws. Like,
Can you name the hand model and Zoolander?
Ooh.
No.
Do you remember who the actor was, if anything?
I don't remember.
Have you seen the movie Zoolander?
Oh
Of
yeah.
course.
Everybody knows the blue steel.
Come on, you should know.
I can't.
Famous
I can't
actor, most popularly known for X-Files.
Duchovny. That's
Yep.
right.
David Duchovny.
Ah.
J.P. Pruitt was the hand model in Zoolander.
That's hilarious.
There's a Seinfeld episode
Yes.
that deals with hand modeling.
Yeah, because Kramer was a hand model, and then there was also the man hands
The
episode.
man, I remember the man. That was hilarious. She's got man hands.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Online shoutouts. It's warmer out, so what is that?
That's hand flaunting, according to TKG.
Yeah.
Mediterranean.
A perfect, horrible example.
I get my thumbs have been made fun
Perfectly
of.
manicured
Really?
fingers.
Yeah. Somebody was mad about my post and was like, "Need to clip your hangnails or something stupid." Whatever.
Get those cuticles.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Eddie.
You're good. Online shoutouts. Tammy Miller wants to shout out Crazy Sack Lady. Very popular lady known around Wichita. Helps out, the less fortunate. Follow her on Facebook. I mean, she's out there doing really the Lord's work, every day.
Mhm.
But she's actually, interesting enough, when I ask for shout outs, she is probably the most shouted out person. Like, she gets mentioned multiple times. Like, you need to shout out the Crazy Sack Lady. But here it is. Ace Knuckles wants to shout out Wizards Alley for fostering a creative community in Wichita. They have a creator meetup every third Thursday of the month at 6 p.m., so go check that out. Bill Wisby wants to pass along that Ablution, a self-care boutique, just opened for business in the ballroom at the workroom this weekend. And then Amber Cruz wants to thank everyone who participated in the Ark River cleanup that took place over this past weekend. And then lastly, to my brother Brian and my sister-in-law Kayla, who are celebrating 11 years of marriage this week.
Nice.
All right. What else is good in Wichita? I'll go ahead and start. Parents with multiple kids. So we only have one kid under the age of 15. So getting her ready for school, it feels like a lot, but it's just one kid. Well, this past week I had to help one of my friends, get his kids to school and daycare. So we had 3 in the car, and I was like, man, this is a lot of work. 3 kids, 3 people talking, 3 people need different things. And I'm like, man, I thought life was tough with one. But then I was thinking in the car, I was looking, in the rear view, and I saw the 3 little heads popping up. And I'm like, how do parents do it with 3 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids, 6 kids, all within a 5-6 year age difference? That's exhausting, man. Yeah, shout out to all you parents that are doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times the work that I'm doing.
You do a lot of work, man.
No,
That's nice of you to help out,
one's
though.
a breeze. Looking back at it,
That's all good.
Trey's over here nodding silently, like,
Yeah.
I know. I know. We can't say it. No one else can complain.
Troy's like this pansy.
I know that.
For all the parents that have more like me, we thank you, Eddie. We appreciate that.
TKG.
I love that Troy just spoke on behalf of so many people.
Right. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for
Yeah.
the people, man. Here for the people.
Their representation.
We brought up Lady Burritos, and I posted about them the other day, and I wanted to shout out the owner. Her name's Jessica. And Jessica told me that the first year that she was open, she worked 2 other jobs. So she had 3 jobs at one time. So just being a hustler. And also she was so upbeat and kind. And, I feel like I've met enough owners, usually undercover, just like this time. But met enough owners that there's certain times you'll meet an owner and you're like, this person's salt of the earth. And Jessica is. So shout out to Jessica and Lady Burritos. That's it.
Okay. Does anybody else go to restaurants and then when you're like taking pictures, someone walks up to you and they're like, "Are you a blogger?" And then you just say, "Yeah, my page is called the Kansas Gastronomist."
That's what I'm going to do next time.
No, but I have had somebody ask me, "Are you the Kansas Gastronomist?"
Really?
Yeah. Actually, twice in the past month.
Did you tell him yes?
I was like, "Oh no, he's in insert word." Here.
Well, actually,
Screw that guy.
I went to lunch with TKG. And we went to Bon Tai, and the owner asked TKG if he was live local.
True.
Very true. And TKG about spit in her face. I could see the anger in his eyes.
boiling.
How could you be confused? You didn't have your hands out.
Like those hands look like live locals.
You've been
Such
flaunting
beautifully
I've
those.
seen them
manicured
flaunted
hands.
before.
Did you have some choice words for her? What did you say?
No, that was an interesting visit. I don't know if she knew that I was a blogger when we were there. I think she did. I'm not sure. I did my best to just eat and get out.
Like
So
normal.
it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, yeah, most
When you
definitely.
make it too awkward, then it's like, oh yeah, this person's probably a blogger. Because I make it awkward sometimes. I don't even know why I do.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like sometimes when there's several of us, it's difficult to be as undercover. I mean, usually, honestly, like when Eddie and I go somewhere, we're good. But then you start adding on people, and then everybody does their thing different, and no way is better than another. But like if I'm with, for example, Jack Stacks, who's videoing himself, I mean that draws attention versus me just quickly snapping a photo.
I just tell
Without hands
people
in
I'm
it.
his video man. Yeah, I'm his video guy.
That's great.
That's good.
That's what I did. That's what I did at Mediterranean Festival because some folks recognized Fert, and I was like, yeah, I just follow him.
I'm his driver.
I'm a fan.
All right, Troy.
Yeah, so I just want to shout out a little restaurant on the west side. It's called Krua Thai. I know I've talked about them before, but I heard just the other day somebody went in there, was raving about their food, but they said the same thing I hear every time, but there was nobody in there. And so I just want to shout them out. If you haven't been to Krua Thai, it's some of the best food that you can get, especially on the west side of Wichita. It's fantastic. I haven't had anything there that wasn't top notch. So like, is it Vietnamese food? Would that be considered Vietnamese
Thai.
or Asian or
Thai.
Thai food? That's right.
Krua Thai.
Duh.
You're all good.
If you love Thai food,
Delicious.
go try them out. Especially even if you're on the east side, drive west, go try them out. It's really good.
It's great.
Thai.
I live not too far from there, and literally every time I go in, I don't think I've ever seen more than 3 or 4 tables worth of people in there.
Really?
Probably
Aw.
because with a name like Krua Thai, they might think it's like white people
Vietnamese.
food or Vietnamese food. I mean, I can see why Troy's confused, you know? It could be Persian food, you know.
Sorry, I was being good. And
You don't have to be good, man.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you made fun of my hands your whole segment, so it's fine.
I gotta say, when you asked like what kind of food it was, I'm like, did you really just ask that? Because it's in the name.
It's like he's setting up his own punchline. I'm waiting for it. Wait, no.
I get on this show and I just like I can't think.
I mean, that's like TKG saying, "Yeah, I went to what is it? What event was that? Botanica."
The Tulip.
Yeah, Tulip.
Oh.
Went on Friday,
Yeah,
even though the event's on Saturday.
Tulip Festival.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
man.
Carbon, what's up?
Good.
DJ Carbon, what do you do for a living, DJ Carbon?
She plays records.
I was DJ Carbon long before I did it for a living. But so I want to give you a huge shout out. Coming up, it is officially it's Fashion Passion this week. It's the big fundraiser for Rainbows, and they are such an amazing organization. I do a lot of fundraisers. This is probably one of the longest running. I think I'm on year 9 or 10 of doing this event, and it's an amazing team. And I've had a lot of personal connections. Some of the kids that I know, children of friends and all the such, have been on that stage as some of the kids that are impacted by all the great work that Rainbows does. And by being there year over year, I get to see the story. I get to know the history. So not only am I performing, but I feel like I'm a part of Rainbows now. Like, I mean, I lend whatever time I can to help with additional things, and they're an amazing crew and they do amazing things for this community. So if you ever see an opportunity to support a Rainbows led event, by all means you should do so, because they're phenomenal people. I am very much looking forward to another amazing night of fashion and fundraising. So a really good time. But Rainbows is, like I said, just one of those cornerstone organizations of this town that I think a lot of people know about and may not know all about exactly what they offer. I don't want to go on a whole diatribe, but go hit up any of their events. They're a great cause, and you can find out more about it.
All right, Annette, take us home.
And speaking of propping kids up, I really love the display that was shown at the Prairie Fire Marathon this past weekend. So there's this dad, his family had reached out to me. They wanted to get their story out, and I think it's just so beautiful. So his daughter, unfortunately, has had seizures. She struggled with epilepsy since she was really little. She's just 2.5 right now, so she's still really little. But she's going to need this brain surgery coming up, right? Well, they went and they ran in the marathon, like their church, their family. They even took the little girl, her name's Stella, in a stroller, running in the marathon to raise awareness to her situation and to other kids who may be in a similar situation. I just think it's just so beautiful. She's going to need to, just like another little girl I shared with you recently, a little girl named Charlotte, her family is also going to need to go to Colorado to go and get this surgery done and stuff. So it's a lot of work, a lot of stress for the family and all that. But I just think it's so beautiful to see that display of support for them. And they wore like prayers for Stella shirts and everything. And I just think it's so cool to see that. And their family is just to see them approach things and being so positive. I mean, it's just like, oh my gosh, you got your world handed, it's a very tough situation, but thinking of them. And I just think it's so nice to see people prop them up right now.
All right, my dogs are going wild. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I think they want to go outside. No? Okay, we're good.
Aww.
All right, well, Annette, TKG, Troy, Carbon, always a pleasure seeing you every Wednesday night. To everyone at home watching, thank you. We appreciate you. You've all been excused from the dinner table.